gonna be a good one. There he is.
And then underneath the fin here,
MinFinn parasite. Oh, as your fish, your koi. Look at that thing. With everything. Whoa, okay. MinFinn. You guys are in for a treat.
Hana Hui A Maui. Aloha,
my ohana. It is your boy back with another aquatic adventure. Now, if you're new to the channel, let me be the first to give you a nice big warm aloha and welcome. This is the perfect opportunity right now. If you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Next to that subscribe button is a little bell. Click that bell, turn it on. It's just gonna notify you when I upload a new video. Then you're part of the ohana and you're cool like everybody else. So let's jump into this video. Now, right behind me is the above ground pond where I have all of my beautiful koi. Now, when I showcase this above ground pond and I show off my koi, I get a lot of compliments, a lot of comments down below about my koi fish. How are they so healthy? The colors are so beautiful. What do I do to take care of them? What kind of meds do I use? This video is about that, so stay tuned, ohana. We're gonna take a little trip somewhere very familiar. We're gonna go ahead and teleport the Hawaiian punch out into the screen, and we'll be at our final destination. I'll see you guys in a second. 3, 2, 1. Whew, just like that, we are here in West Sacramento, Koi Enterprise, visiting my boy Anthony. Now, I know a lot of you guys are always asking me about the above ground pond. Do I have a quarantine system? You should quarantine your koi. I know this. Everybody knows you should quarantine your fish, especially when it comes to koi. Now, I want to share with you some of the treatments that I do use. A product called Microbe Lift that I know a lot of you guys have seen. This med called MinFinn is going to be a little bit different. We're gonna get into the specs. We're gonna go into details with it. My boy Anthony is gonna explain to you guys how it works, how it affects the koi, and it's gonna be a really good educational video for you guys. So we're gonna break it down. I'm gonna get my boy Anthony. This guy's super busy, even on a Sunday, guys, and they're normally closed. So this is kind of an exclusive VIP behind the scenes. Now, he's actually gonna treat one of the tanks here so you guys can see how the fish react and the process of applying this MinFinn. And then of course we're gonna do it to the above ground pond when we get back home. So stay tuned, guys, all right? This is gonna be a good one. All right, ohana, so now we're gonna get into a little bit more details about MinFinn, like where it was from, who created it, you know, its purposes and whatnot. Just so you guys know right off the bat, I do know it is pond plant safe, so it's not going to kill any of your pond plants, which is super important, especially with people that have pond plants like I do, bog filters. You know, some of you guys have, you know, natural plants planted around the pond that are inside and exposed to the pond water. So right off the bat, MinFinn is safe for pond plants. So what you get in the box, first off, is a warning note. We just talked about this, right? Store this end up. The bottle is vented. So see that little cap? Has the little hole vented. That's why it says store it up, so you don't spill, don't want it laying down and whatnot. So that is extremely important. And then you have your neutralizer, so it comes with a bottle of liquid and the bag. This is really wild. So what are those on the left? Those are all the different types of
major types of parasites here. Then you have mouth rot, fin rot, bacterial gill disease, columnaris, fungus, anchorworm. And you have the most common drugs used, praziquintel, primarily used for flukes, followed by the next one, followed by malachite green and formalin, which is very well
all those
used.
red checks. All those red checks are what they actually treat.
And you notice that none of them really have all of them done, except for MinFinn has all.
Look at MinFinn. Checks out all those. Let's show those parasites.
Parasites and bacterial and fungus.
Look at that. All the boxes are checked for MinFinn. Let's go ahead and scroll there so you guys can see. That's why we choose MinFinn, baby. MinFinn is sort of like your all-in-one medication when it comes to your koi. You saw the checklist, all the different parasites. MinFinn is a really good medication to have for all you koi people out there, okay? MinFinn, okay? This is it. This is what your boy uses. This is what your boy Anthony uses here at Koi Enterprise. Check it out. 2009 Pond Trade Product of the Year. Come on. I'm telling you guys, this isn't a fluke, huh? No pun intended. MinFinn even has a smaller dosage. It's a 2-part, 1 medicate, 2 neutralizer, and this will actually treat about 200 gallons. So if you have a smaller, like we talked about, quarantine tank, this would be super ideal instead of buying the big version. And the great news is my boy Anthony has it here too as well. So yeah, check it out. For all you reefers out there, MinFinn makes a reef version of this as well. So these are all fun facts that you guys need to know about MinFinn, and it's made by the same company, right, Anthony?
Correct.
Yep, same company, which is AquaFin. All right, AquaFin, MinFinn. We're gonna open up this box. This is MinFinn. This is for the reef, but it comes with the same thing with the freshwater.
Dropper.
It shows you what you come with. You got your dropper.
It comes with your bottle of MinFinn.
It comes with your bottle of MinFinn, and then of course you got your neutralizer, which is a powder form, and then it comes with everything. Whoa, okay.
And I don't break them for no. You understand?
That's what it looks like. So guys, be careful if you're driving around with MinFinn.
What you talking crazy for, man? I'm a political refugee.
Keep it in the box. You don't want to get caught driving around with that bag because that bag looks like a little bit shady there. So just keep that in mind, though.
So say good night to the bad guy. Go on.
This is fun, though. A little baggie with white powder residue in it.
Banana ball? Hold on, man. You got the wrong guy here. I don't come off no banana ball.
Interesting. Try to explain that to the officer that pulled you over.
The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
If you guys are wondering what this solution is, I'm going to zoom in on it right there. That is the active ingredient. Go ahead, break it down for us, Anthony.
It's just hydrogen peroxide, and it's a pure acetic acid. Other proprietary ingredients is with a total of 100%.
Yep, there you go. So if you guys are wondering what this is, that's why it does smell like peroxide, and it does burn. You guys are in for a treat. I am with the master koi specialist, Anthony, here at Koi Enterprise, and like promised, or like I promised you guys, we're going to actually scrape a fish and try to view the scraping under his microscope that he has. So this is like next level stuff right now that we're doing, okay? So stay tuned. We are walking through the jungle here of Koi Enterprise.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. We got everything you want.
All right, Ohana, we are entering the famous greenhouse. This is where it's at, huh? Behind the scenes. This is where the live show's at. Woo! Beautiful, beautiful koi. This is in the greenhouse, and it's probably about 3,000 degrees in here. Oh my God. For all of you Ohana out there that go on the live stream and watch every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, my boy Anthony is here. It is hot as an oven. And he's always talking about how hot it gets when he's doing the live stream. I'm here to tell you guys right now, it is super hot, so I don't even know how he sits in here at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. is like one of the hottest peaks of the day. Hey, kudos to the whole entire crew. Pedro, who's in here, Anthony, who's in here, and the mistress of ceremonies, Gracie. He actually just net a couple fish. Let's go check him out. All right, Anthony, so what do we got here?
So we have a couple fish here. I'm just going to basically try to handle them as least as possible.
Okay.
Gently, and then I'm usually I take a scrape here, and then underneath the fin here, and then maybe the chin. Okay.
Oh, wow, just
There it
like
is.
that. Wow, there's the scrape.
Okay, you take a drop of water, and then you just put that slide right on.
Wow,
There you
and he's
go.
got his scrape. Look at that.
Okay.
That is super cool. You didn't have to euthanize him or anything like that?
No, and if you wanted to, you can take a couple extra scrapes. You can get some gill here, get some
So
tail.
never go the opposite direction.
No,
huh?
go with the scale.
Releases the koi back into the pond, and he's got his sample. Now we're gonna go view it on the microscope. We're gonna go ahead. Before and after, guys, before and after. We make sure everything is clean in the green house. You like that play on words?
When you're looking at a slide, the first thing you want to do is get the lowest magnification you can. And remember, when you're looking at a focal point, there's different layers. It's almost like you have to go through the different layers of the actual slide. So remember that when you're looking through there. And when you have with a sample of water, it's almost like a moving stream, like a moving river. There's a current. And if you see something swimming up the current, you better take a closer look. Otherwise, if everything's swimming down current, it's probably not of concern. And the funny thing about it is, when we're looking under a microscope, we're actually using not only how the animals look or the parasites, but how they move. The movement of the parasite can help us greatly in identifying what they are.
And you're so used to it, you probably can pinpoint certain things that you see, like, oh, I know what that is, that's such and such.
For the most part,
Yeah.
we have the most common parasites that we deal with. And remember, we've been importing koi for 27 years from Japan. We kind of know what's common from what breeders when they come into the States.
Interesting. Okay, interesting. Right now he's gonna zoom, get the right lighting. Anthony just spotted his first parasite. Oh, we spotted a parasite. We're gonna try to get a better, closer look at it. Whoa, look at that. That is wild. That is right there. That is a parasite from the scrape of a koi that Anthony just took. Look at it. That little thing there can potentially kill and wipe out your koi. Look at that thing. Is that something super dangerous?
It's a fluke.
A fluke.
Pretty common.
Pretty
Remember, flukes don't kill fish. It's a secondary infection that kills the fish.
Okay, so that's interesting.
And when we're looking, I mean, flukes are pretty common in the spring. You just don't want to say an infestation. So far out of the scrape and the part I looked, I only found one.
Which is good.
Which is good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
We wanted to find something so we could show for the purposes of the video, right?
Yeah, that was super cool. That's exactly what we wanted to. We wanted to see something in the scrape. And now you guys know what fluke actually looks like. You hear about it in the hobby. Fluke this, fluke that. You guys actually saw fluke this. That was funny, right?
Sorry.
Fluke this, fluke that. You know what? Who gives a fluke, right?
Yeah, that's a nice shirt.
Oh, okay. This is one of the textbooks used by UC Davis. These are the different types of fluke.
There is your stage.
Oh, interesting.
Which is dependent on water temperature. You got an egg stage that no medication can actually get to. And depending on the water temperature, depends on how fast it hatches into this. Depends on how fast this needs to find a host within 24 hours, which is a fish. So if you take all the fish out of the system and you had eggs and they hatch, this would eventually die because it would not have a host because there's no fish in the tank.
That's the stage you want to get it at. Just like, what is that, ick and whatnot. It's like a leech. Wow, little tiny leech. That is exactly what we saw. Something like that. Interesting. Gosh, I hate flukes. Just in case you guys missed it, here is the book, Fish Disease, Diagnosis, and Treatment by Edward J. Noga. Everything you need to know in this book here if you guys wanted to order one. All right, so check it out. We're going to treat this entire bin or tank. This is 2,000 gallons where he has all of his koi. These are the 2 koi or 3 koi that he pulled out to scrape. And so he's going to treat this entire pond. Okay, so he's going to pour 250. He's got his little measuring tool there.
You should wear gloves. I'm not.
Yeah, this is a pro. He's a professional. So he's got that measured out there. Now, also, this right here is vented. When you get that, you don't want the spill.
You gotta keep it vertical. You can't tip it over. Okay? And if you get it on your finger, I'll show you what happens.
He's a stunt man too.
Pour into some pond water, and then I just go ahead and pour that around and distribute that around the pond.
Oh, like so. Distribute it evenly like that. So what we did was he applied this, and we're gonna actually come back in an hour and see how the fish are doing. And so Anthony just put some on his finger there, as you can see. And you know what it smells like, Ohana? It smells like peroxide. It's exactly what it smelled like to me. Very strong.
Don't do this at home.
Yeah, don't do this at home. This is for the video. He's gonna take one for the team. I'm gonna get some good lighting of his finger. He's gonna show you guys what happens if you actually touch this. Now this is super fascinating. Anthony brought this up. As he applied the MinFinn, remember how he kind of dosed it right down the middle? He said the koi fish will slowly start to school and start to go in a circle, which they already are. And they weren't like that when I was shooting. They were just kind of swimming everywhere. Now they're kind of grouped up in a school and they're kind of swimming together in a circle. You can see them. They're actually swimming this way. As you can see them down here, they'll all start to just swim together and just circulate. You can see them swimming right there in a circle. Fascinating, huh? You can see his finger there that had a little bit of the MinFinn. You can see it's white. Just like peroxide, what it would do to disinfect a sore or an open wound. Right there, he put the neutralizer that comes with it, and he's just gonna rub it in his finger, and it takes away that pain, that irritation of the finger and the thumb. So just so you know, that's what that bag is for. That is the neutralizer. And we'll get into the detail about how to apply this and what this is for and what the other bottle is for too as well. Look at that, left a nice little skin burn. So just so you know, don't mess with that MinFinn, all right? Don't be trying to, keep it out of your hands, or like they say, use gloves. But our boy Anthony took one for the team. Thanks, bud. You're the best. Let's see the finger. What does it look like? OMGZ. Look at that.
Oops.
Will that come off?
No, this is permanent, forever.
Forever. It's a tattoo. That's wild. But yeah, just so you guys know, the potency of MinFinn. Yeah, don't overdose. Please do not do that. Follow the instructions. It's really easy to follow. Even a dum-dum like your boy, myself, can follow these instructions. Oh, Hana, you guys are in for another special treat. I mean, this video is full of special treats. We actually have the creator, the man who created MinFinn, on the phone. We're gonna do like a little mini phone interview with him, and I can't wait. Paul Curtis is his name. He's based out of San Diego, and he's gonna talk about MinFinn. He's gonna talk about why he created it, how he created it. So enjoy this interview, Hana.
Paul Curtis. I graduated from the University of Guelph in Canada with a bachelor's degree in marine biology, and then I did a master's degree there as well in fish reproductive physiology, and mostly as it pertains to aquaculture. I did a lot of work for the fish disease lab at the university. That's where I got introduced into the fish health field. Once I finished my master's, I got a job here in San Diego with a hybrid striped bass fish farm. It was called Kent Sea Farms, and I was hired to do their hatchery work, developing rearing techniques for hybrid striped bass intensively, which had never been done before, so it was a really interesting challenge. They had a farm out in the desert where they grew 3.5 million pounds a year of hybrid striped bass. They started getting lots of disease issues, and they had nobody on the farm that knew anything. I started doing a lot of their disease work. I was doing microbiology, I was doing histopathology, trying to determine what was killing the fish, what the best course of action was for treating it. And I've been working in the fish health part of things since the 80s. Then I became the hatchery manager for the Hubs SeaWorld Research Institute's white sea bass hatchery here in Carlsbad. Again, we had lots of fish health issues, and it was there that I got introduced to MinFinn. I mean, over the years, I've used almost everything for treating fish diseases. You know, a lot of this stuff back in the mid to late 90s was banned by the FDA. I mean, fish farmers used to use all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's some stuff that really is not that big of a deal, but then there's a lot of stuff that's pretty toxic, like malachite greens and the Victoria blues and things like that. So all that got taken away. So we had to become much more careful with what we were treating with and what we were allowed to treat with. So I was always on the lookout for something that would be better and non-toxic, and that's when I started working with the MinFinn. The product is a sterilant that they use in the biotech industry and in hospitals. It's a highly effective compound for killing microorganisms, but it's also non-toxic to humans and to the environment. It breaks down so easily into oxygen, water, and carbon dioxide. Somebody introduced it to me at the hatchery to use as a sterilizer for nets and tanks and things, but it's a very expensive compound. So it didn't make sense for that because bleach is a lot cheaper. I thought the ingredients looked like they might make a good medication for treating fish. I started off just doing some in vitro work with some of the bacteria that I had stored in my -70 freezer, just doing serial dilutions at different concentrations to look at how well it worked at just killing these bugs in vitro, and it worked fantastic. And then when I left Hubs, I continued on doing work, looking at in vivo work on parasites mostly. I would go to koi farms or stores, wherever I could find somebody that had some sick fish, and I'd try to set up a replicated study and look at, you know, the efficacy at different doses. Oh, also, before I did that, I did a target animal safety study as well to look at, you know, what dose could the fish tolerate? Because that's sort of the first question you really have to ask yourself. So once I determined that, that's when I started going into the field and doing some in vivo stuff. And it was working fantastic. I mean, I had trichodina infections that disappeared in 20 minutes, flukes gone. I was quite amazed at how quickly it worked at like a relatively low dose compared to the dose that you would use for other compounds. I also found that it was really good on gill bacteria. I was at one koi farm that was having a really severe bacterial gill disease outbreak. This was the farm that I did some histopath on, so I had a really good idea of what the damage was being done on these gills. And the fish were dying so quickly. I was trying to do a replicated study, but the fish were dying as they were going into the buckets. I couldn't, they just wouldn't live long enough to be able to do a treatment test. So I just gave the farmer a dose. I said he was going to euthanize the tank because it was so out of control. And I gave him a dose, and he treated once. And, of course, a whole pile of fish died because they were dying so fast that, anything that was going to die in the next few days was doomed. But then the morts went to zero. So I went back like 8 days later and did some more histopath. And the recovery in the gills was remarkable. I mean, these gills were healing. I was just blown away. All new secondary lamellae coming back. The fusion was much reduced. I mean, it was phenomenal. So that was sort of the start of the whole thing. Started trying to market it in the koi industry. People just don't seem to want to look at anything new. I have a really loyal base set of customers that I've had for years now, but it's just been almost impossible to try and grow it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I actually really thought that word of mouth would help more than anything. Because anytime I tried to talk to somebody about it, they'd say, "Oh, you're just a manufacturer. I don't really believe you," and that would be about the end of it.
Well, I hope the era of social media will bring good things to MinFinn. So that's what we're trying to do, is spread the good word.
All right, my ohana, so it has been an hour exactly, so you can kind of see the fish. They're, I don't want to say lethargic, but they're just kind of chilling. You remember how they were swimming around in a circle, kind of in a school? Now they're just kind of scattered throughout the entire pond. And what we're going to add now is the neutralizer, which we already weighed out 345 grams of the neutralizer. And Anthony's going to go ahead and pour it out inside this bucket here. There he goes. Woo!
I work hard for this.
Look at that, huh? He's going to add some pond water in that. Do a little mixy mix. And this is the neutralizer. This is going to neutralize all of the first part that he put in the pond earlier. This is something that we're going to do 3 days, it says, right? 3 days of treatment, the norm?
It can be 1 to 3 treatments if you're doing flukes.
Gotcha.
Most people don't know what they're doing, so you're probably going to find that 3 treatment is going to be most common.
All right, keep that in mind, Ohana, but that's pretty much how you would treat a pond like this with MinFinn. And we're going to do the exact same thing at home with the above ground pond, but on a smaller scale. Now, Ohana, I hope you guys are enjoying this whole MinFinn experience as much as I am. But you know I'm not going to come to Koi Enterprise and not pick up a fish. Of course, I'm going to surprise you guys. I'm not going to show you guys right now, but I will show you guys when I get home. Stay tuned, Ohana. Another beautiful diamond. I hope you guys are enjoying this video. And like I said earlier, all of Koi Enterprise's links will be down in the description of this video. So go check them out. Koi Enterprise. All right, my ohana, so we have our MinFinn. We have not one, but I ended up getting another koi while I was here. Now, if you guys want a sneak peek, remember those $50 koi that I was showcasing? It's in that video. That's your hint. Go watch that video if you guys want to, or you can just wait, because we're just going to teleport in 3 seconds back to my house. All right, now you guys have a better idea of what's going on when it comes to treating fluke and all the other parasites that koi have. So I'll see you guys in 3, 2, 1. Whew, just like that, we are back home. And I'm about to show you guys these 2 beautiful gems that I got from Koi Enterprise. Now, one of them was from the live sale on Thursday. The other one was one that I saw, it caught my eye last time I was at Koi Enterprise, and I talked about it in one of the videos. So I'm happy nobody got it. Thank you guys out there who went by Koi Enterprise and didn't buy this koi, because it was one that was on my mind. And I saw him there, and I told Anthony, I go, I think I want to get that one too. And he was like, all right, let's bag it and tag it. And that's what we did. So without further ado, Ohana, let's go check out these 2 beautiful gems. These 2 beautiful gems. Let's start off with this one here. This is an actual He Showa. A lot of you guys may see this koi and think it's a He Utsuri, which is strictly black and red. But because it has the white in it, you can see it right there on the side. It has a little bit of the white by the gills. I'm gonna actually kind of show you guys the underbelly of this koi fish. Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Don't want to stress him out, but you can see the white right there. And under the underbelly, you can see he has some white with a little bit of orange. I don't want to stress the guy out, poor guy. But that is a Hishoa. I had to have him. Look at that color though. Beautiful. And a big boy too. He's really broad here in the head. Love that. Big body. He's going to be a big boy. And then I had to get this beautiful Kikusui. I've always wanted to get a Kikusui. I don't have one. So it's got the beautiful red and white, or orange and white, however you want to call it. But the reason why this one here stood out and I wanted it so bad was that unique marking on its head. You see its head there? Has that beautiful red circle. And I absolutely love that about this fish. Look at him. See that? I love that red circle. And then on top of that, look at its lips. It's got the Kuchi Beni, which is the lipstick. This is my first fish that I ever had with Kuchi Beni, which is the lipstick. And I love the fact that its whiskers, if you look at its whiskers, is also got a little bit of red in it too as well. So this fish for me has one white whisker and one red whisker. If you look at it very closely, you can actually see the white and red whisker. And it's got the Kuchi Beni, which is the lipstick, and then that red dot right there on its head, red dot on its, like, right there by its lip. And I had to have him, guys. Now, this is my son, Mikhail. It was his birthday a couple days ago, and he actually said, Dad, do I get to get a fish? And the reason why he asked me is because inside the above ground pond, my youngest son, Kono Boy, has a fish named after him. Since he has a fish, you get to have a fish too. So out of these two beauties, which one did you want as your fish? Go ahead and pick one. Oh, the one with the lipstick with the Kuchi Beni, huh? He picked the Kikusui, which is a good pick, man. I like that one. It's super unique, man. He's gonna go ahead and use the net. You got it, bud? And he's gonna slowly tilt him and let him go into their new home. There he is, my old Hana, the Hishoa. Beautiful fish. Look at that. I love that Motugoru, which is the black on its pectoral fins. Oh, it's perfectly balanced too. Even on both sides. But he is a gorgeous, gorgeous fish. Looks like a Hi Utsuri if you're not really paying attention, but there's the Hi Utsuri, see? Predominantly black and red. There's no white on the Hi Utsuri, just black and red. And then you got the Hishoa, oh, perfect, right next to him, which has the white. You can see the white down by its gills. But underneath the body, it's like totally all white. Look at these two. Look at the Kikukuyu. Beautiful. And then let's look for my little Kikusui. And there is my Kikusui with the Kuchi Beni lipstick. Oh, I love that guy. He's got some of the most unique markings. Look at that little circle on his head. The Kuchi Beni you can actually see. Oh, I've always wanted a koi fish with Kuchi Beni. He is the first koi with Kuchi Beni that I have in here. Kuchi Beni is that red liner. It looks like they have lipstick on their mouth. Ah, absolutely love this guy. And that is Mikhail. Now, before I go, I got to give a huge shout out to Mr. Paul Curtis, who created MinFinn. It is by AquaFin. This right here takes care of every parasite, Ohana, for all your koi fish. There's a reason why I didn't add it like as soon as I added these fish, because the fish are stressed, you know what I mean? I want them to get acclimated to their new home, so we'll probably apply the MinFinn in a couple days. That way we'll let those fish settle in. They're already stressed out, moving from one location to the next. So stay tuned. I will do a video when I actually apply the MinFinn into the above ground pond, and it's gonna show you guys how to apply it on a much smaller scale. Now, if you guys did want to get some MinFinn, feel free to order from my boy Anthony over at Koi Enterprise. All of his links will be down in the description below. You can actually order it through the app too, which is absolutely free to download. So I suggest you guys download the app for free. It's great for Apple or Android. And that's where the Koi Enterprise live sale is too. Every Thursday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This video was packed of all types of educational information. MinFinn just doesn't treat for freshwater fish. Talking to Mr. Paul Curtis, their marine line is actually doing wonders on coral. So maybe I'll do another video on more of the marine side of MinFinn for all you saltwater heads. I don't have any corals, but this will make me want to get corals because if I got MinFinn, I'll feel perfectly safe. And it's going to kill all the parasites that attach to your corals too as well. So I vote MinFinn for president. That's all I got to say. I'll talk to you guys on the next video. Ohana, take care. Much love and aloha.
Hana Hui A Maui.